This has never happened to a Shiba Inu before. Things are getting out of hand. Someone appears indifferent despite the loss of over $2 billion. The Shiba Inu crew has informed us that we have entered the next phase, which may result in our becoming millionaires in the span of a few days. Rest assured, it is now quite expensive to get any sleep at all. Why am I even bringing this up? Sure, I'll explain. Your daily dose of Shiba wealthy coins is here. You have found the perfect place. Subscribing will keep you abreast with the crypto industry's newest developments, answer any questions you may have about Shiba, and tell you of all the current news predictions. Please hit the like button if you would like to receive more terrible news. Something extremely out of the ordinary occurred to Shiba Inu today. For a currency whose value might be unpredictable and subject to wild swings, Shiba Inu's volatility has nearly disappeared. The product's price has been incredibly low and consistent for quite some time. Yes, you heard correctly. The energy price might fluctuate wildly, sometimes rising and sometimes falling, in the span of a few hours, and that's the same Shiba Inu. For the sole purpose of enjoying such an activity, many people join the Shiba Inu group. Unlike other big crypto ventures, this one might suddenly see its price skyrocket. Shiba Inu has been able to experience huge fluctuations despite its massive market valuation. Unlike most other coins, this one can actually do this. Why it would abruptly halt all movement with minimal price change is perplexing. A lot of people get curious about the inner workings of things when they hear about events like these. The neighborhood is understandably stunned. While some are perplexed by the relative quiet, others are anxious that it may be the calm before a storm. Can we expect Shiba Inus to enter a new phase after this brief hiatus, or is it more permanent? Because of this unusual development, everyone is feeling a bit more at ease and is eager to see what happens next. The situation has been steadily deteriorating for Shiba Inus over the last 3 weeks, but with the recent stabilization, it appears that the intense desire to sell has finally started to subside. It may be most advantageous for bulls to re-enter the market now that Shiba Inu is firmly established. The downward trend has calmed down, giving Shiba Inu the breathing room it needs for a potential turnaround. Assuming Shiba Inu is able to maintain its current level of support, a breakout may occur if the market sentiment towards meme tokens begins to improve. Despite these factors being considered, the major question remains unanswered. Why is Shiba Inu acting so placid at the moment? All eyes are on the mysteriously placid situation, and many are wondering what the big deal is. Because of how out of the ordinary things are for Shiba Inus right now, people are curious about and even a bit terrified by what could happen next. Tell me what's happening. Here is the honest truth. Shiba Inu aren't the only ones with this peculiar steadiness, something that applies to the cryptocurrency sector in general. As an example, the public's interest in Bitcoin has dropped significantly, by a whopping $2 billion. This decline has a rationale. In anticipation of potential market instability leading up to the US election, traders are making preparations. The precipitous decline in open interest indicates that many traders are hedging their positions, whether they are long or short. They are probably attempting to ensure that the election results don't catch anyone off guard. Given the amount of uncertainty, it's also a wise choice. The Shiba Inu will understand this strategy even better after reading this. Should the election results trigger a significant market reaction, the price of Shiba Inus could experience one of their customary wildly fluctuating periods. Some sellers may find it easier to manage the risk if they stay out of the market. Strange as it may seem, this quiet is actually a well-planned hiatus, as everyone braces themselves for the aftermath of the election. In your opinion, what's the next step? Lucy, a member of the Shiba Inu squad, came up with a fascinating guess. Nevertheless, November, she tweeted recently, is going to be full of excitement. A sense of economic instability has settled in following the US election and other worldwide political shifts. Although I maintain my belief that a bull run is still possible, the reason her message is resonating so strongly is obvious. The anticipation of a bull run in the cryptocurrency market has been building among crypto enthusiasts for some time. Everyone is trying to figure out what's going on and is hoping for some good news. Hearing this from an expert on Shiba Inus gives them even more reason to be optimistic. Everyone in the town has a lot more optimism about the future now that Lucy is certain a bull run will occur. All eyes are on the outcome of these major events. How though would this rip-roaring sprint play out in the flesh? Also, Lucy has some thoughts on the matter. And yes, this view does seem likely. She writes in her post, Bitcoin typically leads the way during bull runs, and as the market gets pumped up, other cryptocurrencies follow suit. She seems to be interested in contributing to long-term initiatives with solid groups since she is concentrating on popular coins like Shiba, Bone, and Leash. By adding I don't really care about the current price, Lucy reveals some of her own intentions. The transition may not last long. I will not invest more than $100 on new meme tokens because I also do not trust them. Consider the sheer number of tokens that have been released and then swiftly withdrawn. Make good decisions. Listen to your intuition. Particularly with untested new currencies, she advises everyone to exercise caution. Being hopeful while being realistic is demonstrated by her method. It is wise to put one's money into well-known initiatives and avoid riskier currencies that may not last long. In this uncertain time, her ideas provide us with a great sense of direction. As we navigate these potential shifts in the market, they advise us to be selective, listen to our gut, and think carefully. However, this is where the excitement really kicks in. Historically, election years and the month of Bitcoin's halving have both contributed to November's good performance. Things are exactly as they are right now. The reason behind the excessive noise is evident. In fact, Lucy just tweeted her unwavering belief that the strongest will emerge victorious, not by fleeing from the storms but by standing firm in the face of them. God will test you before bestowing his blessings on you, so keep that in mind. Always keep in mind that being resilient pays well, but more so when circumstances are uncertain. I am filled with excitement and confidence because of all this. Our side has prevailed throughout history. Big gains are frequently the result of times like these, and hearing Lucy's perspective boosts our confidence even further. Everything appears to be fitting together perfectly. The community's anticipation of a market transition, the time it takes, and the strength it takes. Keep going even when you don't understand what's going on. The payoff might be around the corner. With that out of the way, let's dive right in. Here we can see some concrete evidence that paints a positive picture. Currently, there is a great deal of pressure on the Bitcoin mining industry. The average cost to mine one Bitcoin has risen to an astounding $105,000 for publicly held miners, according to CoinShares expert James Butterfill. Accounting for non-cash expenses, such as stock-based compensation and depreciation, yields this result. So the production cost of a Bitcoin is around $30,000 higher than its selling cost. So what's the deal? Right present, mining is quite unprofitable. Now there are two choices for miners. The price of Bitcoin must either remain constant or rise significantly enough to make mining lucrative again. Alternatively, underground mining will have to come to a complete halt. Worse, the Bitcoin network would be crippled if miners suddenly ceased functioning. The system might go fully down and crash if this happens. On the other hand, a global catastrophe of that nature is quite unlikely. For this reason, it is highly improbable that Bitcoin will plunge to zero value, given the recent approval of Bitcoin ETFs and the massive investments made by large banks such as BlackRock. There will be no mass exodus of employees. Despite the high production costs and increasing difficulty of digging, they are reportedly continuously constructing their infrastructure. Price increases are the only logical conclusion to draw from all of this. Without confidence that things will improve, investors would pull their money out. The combination of rising production costs and miners' continued dedication to the industry suggests that prices are likely to rise in the near future. Just as Bitcoin's price trebled in a matter of days in March, so too is the Shiba Inu's sensitivity to price fluctuations. Some truly exciting events appear to be on the horizon. So, what are your thoughts on that? Leave a comment telling us what you believe. Well, that was a long day. Also, don't forget to give it a huge thumbs up. Subscribing and sharing will take you to our most current videos.